Hello, welcome to YG Digital World. Joseph here. On today's tutorial, I'll be putting you through on how to create a flyer design like the one I have on my desktop. For me to do this, I'll be working with my Photoshop application. First off, I have to open the Photoshop application. Go to File on your menu, New. Okay, call this flyer. Go to your document type, change it to international paper, select A4 as your size, make sure it's on 300 resolution, then your color mode should be RGB, then you click OK. The next step is the part where we'll bring in our guide. For me to bring in my guide, go to view on the menu, click on new guide, then position my guide on vertical. I bring in 5% on the vertical. Go to view again, bring in another guide, 95% on the vertical again, and go back to view. I want to put another guide on the horizontal. Select horizontal, 3% of the horizontal. Go to view, set another guide, 97% on the horizontal. So after doing that, let me have to put some guide at the edge of my worksheet. From my ruler here, dragging my guides, something this way. For those who can't find their ruler, the keyboard shortcut for ruler is Ctrl R to bring in your ruler. So after bringing in my guide, I can go to view to lock my guide. Now I can't move my guide any longer, they are now locked. So the next part is the part where I'll bring out the color scheme which I'll be working with. That is my color code. Go to File, Place. Okay, here is the color codes I'll be working with. This is it. Okay, that's for that. So the next step, I want to start making out the design. For me to do this, I want to start from the top. I have to pick my pen tool under my tool panel here, select it. Now after doing that, come to this part, pick this color, the first color at the top here, pick it and click on OK. After doing that, now I want to pick a portion. For me to do that, I will have to left click, come into my workspace, left click and drag. Okay, after left clicking and dragging, I can hold my control, left click and reposition the anchor point. Hold my control and drag one of the anchor points upward a little bit. Look for another portion of my workspace, left click and drag as well. After doing that, I can now come and hold my Alt to remove one of the anchor points and left click. The next part will come to this portion, left click and drag this way. After doing that, hold my Alt, remove one of the anchor points, go to the top, left click, come to this side, left click and connect it. That's for that. Then for me to drop my tool, press Ctrl Enter, Ctrl D. That is in terms of part we want to place in. Before placing our background, I have to make a duplicate of this layer. For me to do that, keyboard shortcut is Ctrl G, or you right click on the layer, click on duplicate layer. Okay, so now I want to place my background on this. For me to do that, come to File, Place Embedded, look for my background that I will make use of. Okay, this is my background I want to make use of. Okay, drag it up vertically, click the check button. After clicking the check button, the next thing I want to click mask it, or right click on it and the layer panel, click mask. After doing that, the next part, I'll select this other layer which I made the duplicate of. I'll left click on it, use my navigation down button to navigate it down, push it down a little, then Ctrl plus to zoom in to see what it looks like. Okay, it's not actually good enough, so I'll pick my pen tool back, hold my control, my mouse pointer changes to this. All I have to do is left click on the edge there. Now I have to hold my alt if I want to make any adjustment within this range. Can do it this way. Okay, holding my alt, doing the adjustments I need on this. The same thing here, still hold my alt, take it up a little bit. Okay, after doing that, after doing that, I want to make a duplicate of this layer I just worked on. The keyboard shortcut is Ctrl J, right click and make a duplicate. So I'll go to the other layer that is down, select it. After left clicking on it, use my down navigation to bring it out, but this time around I want to change the color. Now let me pick my layer where I have my color code, drag it down. Okay, go to the layer I want to change the color, double click inside, pick the second color, and that's for that. Drag it down. Okay, you can see it's okay this way. Come to this part, select this one, take it up a little. Okay, that's in terms of that part. So the next part, I want to bring in the next shape, but before doing that, I want to make a little effect on my background. For me to do that, I'll select the layer where I have my background, go to filter, I want to blur the background, go to blur gallery, select shield blur. Okay, set the blur to 40, then set another blur at the top to 43 pixels. Okay, come to this one, select, left click and drag it to somewhere of this nature, click OK. Okay, after blurring the background, I want to bring in another image as well. Go to file, place embedded, select the image. I've already cropped it before, so I'll just select it and place it in there. Okay, it's already positioned properly. Click on checked, then right click and mask. Then all I select the first layer of the shape to the one at the top. You left click and drag them to here to group them. I can call it background, for example BG. So the next step, I want to bring another another part of the design. For me to do that, I have to pick my rectangle tool over here, pick it, come to this layer here. I want to send it beneath the background layer here. All I have to do is left click and drag to like somewhere like this. Is good enough. Somewhere like this is good enough. After doing that, use my color picker to pick the color. This is the color I want to pick. Okay, that's for that. After doing that, I'll have to move to the next part where I have to bring in Okay, let me move my color my color code to the top of my layer panel. Okay, keep it at this side. The next part has to do with another shape is involved. Come to here, pick my rectangle tool again. All I have to do, select this layer, that is the group layer, left click and drag to a reasonable size like this. Okay, I think it's okay like this. Okay, use these handles to give it a nice edge curve. Okay, change the color to white. After doing that, to take it to somewhere here, somewhere there is okay. So the next step again, I'll move up, pick this two, come to this layer again, draw another rectangle of this size. All I have to do after drawing it out, I want to change its color to white as well. Pick the white color over here. After doing that, come to edit, transform, right click on inside the shape, disrupt, hold your shift down and left click and drag to this degree. I think is okay. Click OK. Then all I have to do is double click on the layer. Takes me to my layer style. I'll bring in my drop down shadow. Selected my drop down shadow. Reduce the distance, reduce the spray, reduce the size of the shadow effect. Okay, I think it's okay this way. Click OK. After doing that, I want to position it. Can now bring it to somewhere like this. Make a duplicate of this as well, and left click and drag it to this portion to make a duplicate. Take it down. Okay, now Ctrl T to transform, that is to reduce the size. I think it's okay like this. Okay, also make another duplicate of that layer. Take it beneath this way. This should be spaced evenly. This part, come to my tools here, pick the ellipse tool, left click, hold your shift and drag, hold your shift, left click and drag to the size of this nature is okay. After that, you change its fill to this white. Okay, go to place, look for the image. Okay, use it. That's the image I want to place. So all I have to do is move my shape over there and take it to this part, then clip marks this image on it. After doing that, I think it's okay like this. I think it's okay. Then the next thing, I want to give it a stroke. My ellipse is stroke. Select my ellipse tool here, come to my stroke, pick my stroke, select this top color here. After selecting it, click OK. Then determine the size of the stroke. I think this is okay. Can now move the two contents together. Left click on the ellipse, hold shift, left click on the other layer at the top. You can now position it over here And if I want, I can still transform it, hold my shift and alt to transform from the middle, that is to resize from the middle. Left click. After doing that, the next step, let me right click and move this color mode over here. The next step has to do with a little design at this portion, but before that, I want to give this sky blue rectangle I drew here a color. For me to do that, I want to give it a shadow. I have to locate it. Okay, here is it. This is it. All I have to do is double click and that portion, select drop down shadow. Okay, think the shadow effect is good enough that way. Click OK. You can notice you have the shadow. So after that, so the next thing I have to do is to select the rectangles again. I want to make a little adjustment. I notice they are too big. Left click on the first one, hold shift, left click at the one at the top. What I have to do is transform them, Ctrl T, transform them out. I think something like this is okay. Okay, after doing that, that's in terms of that. Move to the next portion. You have to pick my pen tool again, make sure it's still on shape. Come over here, pick this color here. For me to do that, left click here, use my color picker, pick my color, and that's for that. Click outside. So for me to do that, I have to draw this beneath this layer where I have this rectangle. So I have to go to my layer panel, scroll down to where I have this, scroll down. Okay, this is where I have the rectangle, so I have to draw it beneath this rectangle. For me to do that, I've selected the layer beneath that rectangle. All I have to do is left click and drag. Left click again, left click, Control Enter, Control D to deselect. After doing that, I want to also make a duplicate of this. Left click and drag to create new layer. After doing that, come to this layer, double click inside, pick this color. Okay, pick my move tool, use my navigation tool to push this layer a little bit to the top. After doing that, I come again, select this layer, hold shift, select the other layer, take it a little bit to the bottom. Okay, that's for that. I think this is good enough. So the next step has to do with placing of text and other things. So I have to turn off my color mode. I'm done with it. Okay, I just noticed I forgot to add a little color effect to my background. Come to my font color here, use my color picker, pick this color code over here. Okay, pick my bucket, that's my paint bucket tool. Left click, I just added a little white color to my background here. I have to do drop the move tool. Next step, right click on this shape, color mode. I have to turn it off. I have turned it off. So the next step has to do with placement of text and the rest. So I already draft out the text I'll be making use of. These are the various texts. Select the first one, that is the name of the brand. Come back to my Photoshop, pick my text tool, left click and paste. Ctrl V to paste, or right click and paste. Okay, change the color to black. Okay, my fonts, I'm using Acrobat. Okay, increase it to bold. I think I can increase the size. Pick my mouse tool, position it to somewhere here. Change the type to extra bold. Let me see. Okay, I think that's good enough. That's good enough for this. Okay, go to my Word document again, pick the second part of the name, copy it, go to my PSD file again, pick my text tool, right click, paste. That's for that. Reduce the size, it's too big. Reduce the type to something of this nature. Okay, bold is okay. Reduce the spacing between text, if they are too spaced, to somewhere like this. Pick my move tool to move it. Okay, after that, select the two layers, move them a little bit to somewhere like this. That's for that. So the next part, let me see what else we have here. Okay, select your planning services part, right click, copy them, come to my doc, that is my PSD, left click, right click and paste. Okay, select the same size for them, increase the size, and come here to increase the size for this one separately. Okay, can come here like this, take them to where I want to place them, so that I'll be seeing the effect over there. The same thing here, come again here, take it down. Okay, and I think the size is okay. Well, let me reduce the size a little bit, the size of the text, so that I can fit in. Okay, can space it a little bit as well. That's for that. Increase the size a little bit, then select export, the same thing, increase its size, space it. Okay, take it down a little. I think that's for that. Go to the layer where I have it, I want to add a shadow effect to it. Select the layer, insert drop shadow. Manage social media, manage Instagram and Facebook. Click my rectangular and video. I click and cut. This one, I click and cut as well. Here we have this. I click and cut. So I have to come to the rest. This two. Pick my color value, 0 black and lighting. The color. So the next thing now to bring in some other shapes, something of this nature. Left click and drag, sorry, hold shift, left click and drag off the fill. I only need strokes. Select stroke, set it on white, come to size, increase the size. Okay, that's for that. And come move it this way, come over here, right click, select custom shape. In custom shape, I have different kind of shapes over here. I think this is the one that was used. Left click and drag, sorry, Ctrl enter, Ctrl D. Whenever I draw out a shape, you Ctrl enter and Ctrl D to deselect. So I've done that. Now I can now draw out my shape to be on the separate layer. All I have to do is take it to where this is, resize it a little bit, it's too big. I think something like this is okay. So all I have to do is select the two layers, right click on them. After selecting the two layers, holding shift and selecting the other, right click on them. I have to merge the shape together, sorry, to right click on them, rasterize them first. After rasterizing them, then I can now merge them together as one entity. So now you can see they are now on one layer. So I have to just make duplicates of them, make another. If you enjoyed this video, please do well to like, click on the like button, and if you are new to this channel, do well to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to get notification whenever I upload new content on my channel. Thank you very much for watching.